July 1st. Welcome. It's Hobby News Daily. It is Saturday, July 1st. Welcome to the show. Figured I'd get this out now. I don't think 1 Million Cubs Project's live right now. I just did a check. He was not, so I thought I'd sneak this in before he does, and I'd go over to his channel and watch his show. Got a lot to share. Not too much, but some good nuggets, I think. Some really cool, interesting stuff that I think you're going to find. You know, you're like, hey, Ziggy, didn't know about that. That's I think my goal here on Hobby News Daily is to share stuff with you that you're probably like, oh, I didn't know about that, Ziggy. And then you get all thankful for it. Boom. Let's start with these things are still available, right? These things are still available on Netflix. I was talking to, I guess it was Matrix Sports about this. This says two things to me. This is like a barometer that Stranger Things, the cards are probably going to fail. Like, I'm sure there'll be booms. People will buy the product and there'll be some great prices in the autographs. But in general, it does prove to me, this is a barometer. If this product has not sold out on a limited release, 1,100 or I don't know, some 1111111 number of boxes were made, it's still available. That's a dead canary in the coal mine. Okay, let's jump into some good content. I'll tell you, I didn't find anything new on Sports Collectors Daily. That is a source that I like to use to find stories. I did find Hobby Happenings with Go GTS Live to be some phenomenal information that, again, no one's talking about this. First of all, they talk about an arrest that was made at Burbank Sports Cards where they caught an insider. They give the name of the person who was stealing, working for Burbank, and stealing over $80,000 in products and cards and stuff. That is wow. You know, the interesting wow about that is I'm sure that's not very uncommon. I think when you run these local card stores, you know, you trust people, but that trust can often be broken because they're tempted by having the stuff right in front of them that they can just, wow, Burbank. Anybody else hear about this? Burbank busted one of their own. I thought that was big news to me. What was the other big news I wanted to share with you? They did talk about this. Now, this is interesting. I think it's interesting that Go GTS talked about this. They emphasized that they had the autographs with what's it called? Pro uniforms. This is the first pro uniform with the rookie autographs, RPSs. You do realize that Panini does still use GTS to distribute, but Topps is not using GTS, right? So I can see why GTS would talk about Panini and emphasize that, right? Makes sense to me. I do also find it interesting. They took a while. These did finally sell out. I think all of them sold out, but it didn't sell out right away. Like, they advertised it on Monday, but these things were on sale last Thursday, guys. If you follow my channel, I was talking about it, or I don't know if I posted last week, but I've been following it. Trust me. They've been around for a while. The other interesting thing, I'm probably going to catch a commercial here. Oh, this is supposed to be a big deal. And they also alluded to the fact now that the release of this has been pushed to July 12th. I did pre-order too as a Montgomery member. It's been pushed to July 12th, but it does sound like there will be a general public release on July 12th as well, that only the pre-order sold out, which is interesting. I was not aware of that. I thought that everything sold out. There's the truck. Oh, here. Okay, I think this is the guy I want to talk about. Check out the video. Go GTS Live, Hobby Happenings. But one of the guys comes on and talks about, and this was really good information for me, explains how these football players sign contracts with Panini before the draft. And basically, here's the synopsis. You make a contract, you get a contract in front of you that you pay, you give them 10,000 signatures, autographs, and you get $4 per autograph. So what's that? $40,000 for those 10,000 autographs. And you get a clause in there that if those are well received, you'll get a request for 10,000 more at the 4,000. So you're basically agreeing to 20,000 autographs at $4 an autograph as a rookie undrafted. Now, when the draft he says there's clauses in there. If you get drafted in certain rounds, you get paid more per autographs. And he gave an example. He said like the top, I think it's the first round you got, and you listen to his video, I think he said like around $10 or $15 per autograph, right? Addition to the $4. And if your first 10, it's like basically $25 per autograph, $25 per autograph. And you agree to 20,000 of them. But a couple of things that it gave to me. First of all, let you see what they're paying and how they incentivize them. But also think about the massive numbers. If they're doing 10,000 and 10,000, wow. And those are probably sticker autographs. I don't think he talked about that, but I found that interesting and I really want to share it with you. Next video I want to share with you was Centerpiece Collectibles. Great job here. This guy knows his hobby stuff. He is a collector of magic stuff. And I say that because as soon as the Lord of the Rings card was, reported as pulled, I see Dustin posted his video. Lord of the Rings card's been pulled, but he has absolutely no context, doesn't understand Magic the Gathering, gave no insight about it, nothing. Just had a clickbait video, and a lot of people probably loved it. You go, Dustin, Stranger Things / Magic the Gathering dad. This guy, though, gave you lots of insights. A couple of things he talks about. It was pulled. He talks about that Beckett had an offer out there. They were going to fly whoever pulled it to Beckett to grade it, pay for it, a bunch of stuff. He also pointed out that why using PSA, they had to pay at least to that $10,000 for a card of that value. $10,000 to grade with PSA to get a PSA 9. Very, very interesting stuff. Again, I liked his insight. He had a follow-up video as well. So again, if you want real Magic the Gathering content, I do recommend checking out Centerpiece Collectibles. Obviously, that dude, that Bernie guy, Rudy guy, whatever the guy name, he's really, really well known too. But get it from a source, get it from a real source. Let's do a quick commercial. This commercial is by no means a sponsor or anything paid for, just someone that I like. I like Baseball Cardpedia. I actually heard this reference in another video, and I finally knew what it was. Like, oh yeah, Baseball Cardpedia. This is put together by Stale Gum. Great resource. Do recommend it. Check it out. Would love to see this in other sports as well. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Let's talk a little bit about Sports Card Nation. 2 excellent conversations this morning I listened to while I was shooting hoops with my son. First one is with Eric Norton. I say North. Eric Norton. Big fan of Eric's. Eric's a good guy. What I took away from this, he gives you a lot of insight about his time at Beckett, leaving Beckett. I get a sense there was some frustration. I get a sense, I think the problem with Beckett, guys, is Beckett's owned by a conglomerate, and the conglomerate doesn't give a shit about the hobby. They really don't. They have no clue. I do think there's some great people at Beckett, but I think, again, they're owned by someone who doesn't care. He just absolutely doesn't care. It's a cash cow for them. It's a company they run like a business, that they run an ice cream shop. And I think that's frustrating. And I got that sense of feeling that I think Eric, and I'll let you listen, but there's some great stories about Eric at the Mint where he kind of felt like he didn't know what he was doing. Beckett, you're just a shit show, man. A shit show of a company. Disappointing. I wish someone could buy Beckett away because the company is running it. It's just a shit show. Disgusts me. What I will say I was happy about was listening to Eric talk about Panini. He's over at Panini, new job at Panini. And there's so much more to this video, guys. You got to listen to this great conversation between Newman and Norton. But what made me feel good is Eric said something that I've been saying all along. Panini's strong. Panini does not need those licenses to function as a collectible company. Okay, Panini is strong. Panini will be fine. And I'm excited to see that. Like I said, I know people poop on Panini all the time, and you don't know why you're pooping on them, but you just go and throw the poop at them. They're not perfect. Don't get me wrong. They're not perfect. They got some issues, but I think we're going to become a bigger fan of Panini in the future. I'll also say them hiring someone like Eric speaks volumes to me, because that's a guy that he's passionate about football. He's been doing football cards. He's going to be focusing on football products. I'm super excited. Great video. Really great. Go listen to this. Listen. Don't just listen to me. Another excellent video. Same day, John dropped this one. This is with Ray Schulte from the National. Couple great takeaways. So first of all, I listen to all these videos where all these guys been National, and they pontificate and speculate and make just guess out their ass. What's it? Wild ass guesses, right? Ray gives you pretty much the source. He explains to you the who's running it, the transition to the new management team. He's going to be active in it. The venue, why Chicago, why Cleveland, what the future could be. Could it be in? It just goes into all the details. Of people always speculate bullshit and they have no idea. Man, that's pretty cool. I love what they did there. I love what they did this. But they're going to look at ways they can improve upon it next year. So I think this national is going to be good, very, very good. And what I mean by good, fun for a collector or hobbyist to go to and get a lot of value out of that show, right? You should be able to pay your money, go in there and extract out more value than you pay for your ticket without even having to buy anything, in my opinion. And I'll explain that later on. But I think next year's show in Cleveland could be kind of cool, because the new group could come in and try to do something special. Might try to get it, might try to, I don't know. Maybe they'll add paintball contests. I'm just pulling out of my hiney. But my point is, I'm looking forward to what will come. I'm not I'm not going to spend 5 days at a conference in my life. I just can't do that. But I am looking forward to spending one day at the National this year. Next up, let's talk about hobby boards. If If you guys don't know Hobby Boards is, this is Mind Cycles project. It is an unfiltered, unedited, uncensored hobby form board. So please check it out. If you haven't already, go over, get a membership, join them. Tell them Ziggy sent you. I am not a sponsor. I'm not getting paid. I just love, these are projects that I see in the hobby that I like, that I want to share with others, that I want to see people, blossom. It also makes me think to myself, if I had a bigger audience, like, why don't you do that if you have a big audience? Why don't you highlight, like, free? Why do you have to get paid to be a sponsor, talk about stuff that's cool? Why don't you just, if you're a freaking love the hobby and you love content, just share it with people. Share good content, good stuff that people working on, good projects. I also think you should be critical of crappy stuff. I still have not gotten onto this virtual trading idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two platforms out there, the Arena Club and the Veriswap. I just don't get that. I'm curious your thoughts on that. Just something else I've thought about. I've looked at both of them. I've been wanting to try it. I just think to myself, no. I think part of it is I don't want my cards out of my control like they were at Star Stock. And why would I want to send them to Arena Club and stuck them in there? And I don't know much Veriswap. You don't have to send them. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Let's go back. Okay. Why do I have this video up? Oh, I know I had this video. To show you. I think to show you this video right here. Or to show you that. Well, let's move on. We'll come back to that video in a second. Here we go. Sports Card Anonymous. Big fan of Dakota. He's been putting out these random videos lately. He's not like on any cadence. He's not doing a show. He's just enjoying it, this is kind of how I feel. You got a channel. He's got, 5,000, 6,000 subscribers. Just enjoy it. Put them out when you want to. There's a really good video about some strange but interesting sailing on eBay. And I have to say that I really enjoyed this video. I love listening to people actually doing it. And again, I'll just say this. You can recognize the content creators who actually do shit in the hobby and those that do not. It's so funny. And you also recognize there's people in different places in the hobby. Like Dakota is very much a football guy. He loves his football. Not my strength. He shared some interesting stuff with me that I was totally unaware of, which is why I like his channel. I do recommend checking it out. And I think that's the thing, is that each hobby has its own little niche and little corners from the hobby, right? Whether it's buying and selling and grading. He did something where he bought raw cards and grading with CSG, selling them, I think, on ComC. But I love those little different angles, how people come to the hobby from different levels. There's so many different ways to do it. There's so many different things you can do. Next little hobby commercial. Hobby content by Iowa Dave. This guy put this on all by himself. Like, there's no, group behind him. He is part of the Wolfpack. But just some really cool Q&A. Check this out. I just thought the Sports Card Strategy. I have to figure out who Sports Card Strategy is. I remember him. I think that's it's what's his name? I like this guy's show too. I can't remember your name. Paul Hickey. Yeah. So good content there, man. So I dropped this video on Hobby News Daily earlier today. It's a flashback from, I think this is 2020, July 1st, 2020, 3 years ago, man. Look at this. Baseball card collector, investor, dealer, 794 subscribers. I saw him at Chantilly. Great guy. Good friend of mine, in my opinion. I think of him as a good friend. I don't want to say that and tarnish his perfect reputation as a really good guy. Wonder where Card Hour went. I'm a big fan of Card Hour. There's a couple on here that you guys can check this out later on. That's just kind of neat to kind of go down memory lane, look at some of these videos. Look at this. Gary V. Anything sports cards? I don't know if they're still around. I should do a Where Are They Now session. Card Cutter, still rocking it. Serving the country and submarine. Les Alex, out of sports cards now, back to the magic world. Hobby Hotline. There was another one on here. I think it was Flipping Steve at 494. I think I had a sports card. Bench Clear. 1,000. Man, that's back in the day. Check it out if you want to. Great video here from Zach and Porter. Enjoy Zach and Porter's channel all the time. But what I really enjoyed about this one was a little crossover episode with 1 Million Cubs Project. One thing I really liked about 1 Million Cubs Project yesterday, he listened to one of my videos, liked one of the ideas, and I have a lot of ideas. Many of them suck, but some of them were good. And he gave me credit for it. He's like, Ziggy had a really good idea. I'm going to tell you, man, that meant a lot. Really did. I feel like a lot of people, I hope I do that too. I hope I do give credit to other people when I talk about stuff, but it meant a lot. Thanks, man. Last video. So there's no, still, let me just refresh this. I'm going to, look at this. Like, this is, so it's found in Canada. Beckett. I'm definitely going to have to watch this because I just have to watch it, but in Canada, eh? Do they pay them in US dollars or Canadian dollars? And this is one of my favorite shows right there. Okay. I think I'm done. I got a lot to do. I got to make breakfast. I got to get the dogs dog food. I'm not going to stick around too long. I appreciate everybody hanging out, listening. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe.